One of the most powerful features of CQ is the ability to inherit from other existing components. So for example, there's a page component that ships with CQ. And I can inherit all of that functionality that's already been pre-built in that page component into my own custom page component that I'm creating here. So in the next walkthrough, what we're going to do is we're going to take that page component and inherit the functionality into our content page so we as developers don't have to recreate the wheel. Again, very, very powerful, and there's a whole hierarchy that CQ is actually subject to. So the first hierarchy is called the resource super type, and we can just set that up as a property inside of the repository, and we can choose which component we'd like to inherit from. And then there's also a script resolution. Again, it's linked script resolution for inheritance. And again, if there's a local copy of the script, so for example, if I have body.jsp locally, it won't inherit the functionality from body.jsp in the component that we're inheriting from. And then we can also inherit from dialog boxes, as well as descriptions and other types of inheritance that we'll cover later. So let's explore how to do that. And this will actually get our page properties working inside of our Sidekick. And all we'll have to do is inherit from the existing page component. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to go back to my content page component, as you see here, and I'm going to just build a new property on this content page component. So I'm going to say add property here, and I'm going to go ahead and call this property sling resource super type. So I'll say sling : resource super type, and it needs to be this name. Okay, and then I'll specify the value. Now, the page component that ships with CQ, like all the other components that ship with CQ, are located in the libs directory. Okay, so again, that's assumed. So here I'll say foundation / components / page. Now that will cause it to inherit all of the code from this component based on the parameters that I talked about earlier. So here I'll click finish, foundation components page. And then remember, as I showed you before, you should see that there's a libs directory. So let's take a look. Here's the libs directory. And then if I look down here under foundation, and I look under components, and I'll scroll down here, okay, you should see that there is actually a page component right here. So here's the page component. You can see there's lots more information about this page component that we have. For example, all the analytic stuff, all the dialog boxes. We don't want to have to recreate all that, so we just inherit. So that makes it very easy. And again, you can see there's a multiple number of JSPs. Now, you'll also see that there is a body.jsp. This won't inherit because, as you remember, right, we have a body.jsp in our own content page component. So that actually won't inherit because the local JSP always overrides the JSP there. Okay, now just make sure that you have that property on your content page component. I'm going to go back to my training components page, and there's my content page. You'll see your sling resource super type. You'll see that's right there, and it's inherited from that. And now, what should happen is when you now request a page, of course we'll see the Sidekick because we've added that code in. But now you should see that your page properties is now enabled as well as all the other functionality because we've inherited from that page component that ships with CQ.